Stop and frisk is the crime.
Stop and frisk is the crime.
I said stop and frisk don't stop no crime.
Stop and frisk don't stop no crime.
Because stop and frisk is a crime.
Stop and frisk is the crime.
I said we say no to the new Jim Crow.
We say no to the new Jim Crow.
Stop and frisk has got to go.
Stop and frisk has got to go.
I said you say no to the new Jim Crow.
You say no to the new Jim Crow.
Stop and frisk has got to go.
Stop and frisk has got to go.
We say no to the new Jim Crow.
We say no to the new Jim Crow.
Stop and frisk has got to go.
Stop and frisk has got to go.
All right, all right, all right.
All right.
So, here we are in Brooklyn. Wonderful, wonderful morning.
Do we have any stop and frisk buttons?
All right. Here with, yeah, there's one here. Here we are in Brooklyn this wonderful morning with a great diverse group of freedom fighters out here standing on the front lines of the battle against the new Jim Crow, standing for justice against stop and frisk. All right, folks who are here have put their bodies on the line to protest this intolerable injustice, this first step in a pipeline to prison that warehouses millions of blacks and Latinos, all right, that denies them rights when they get out, that forfeits them of rights like housing and voting once they've served their term. A system that's tantamount to a slow genocide on blacks and Latinos. Right? And right now we're looking at, and we have here with us, among us, and in fact we all are, freedom fighters who have been stepping out around this issue in order to raise the national consciousness and thrust this issue into national discourse. All right? Now we're here in Brooklyn, standing outside of 120 Skirmerhorn Central Booking. And we're here today because we got some folks on trial. Is that right? I think we got some folks on trial.
Yes.
All right, just making sure people are still alive. Because we got some folks on trial. All right? And the way that this went down, and I'm sure that folks here you can fill in color as we go along, right? The way that this went down is folks rolled up to a precinct in Brooklyn. This is a place in Brownsville, Brooklyn. All right? Just to add a little color to this situation, this is a place where there's the highest stop and frisk per capita. All right? In all of New York City, right at this precinct. All right? This is where it goes down. Folks roll up to the precinct to talk with the community, to tell the cops about how egregious this policy is. And long before they get to the precinct, it's barricaded off, it's walled off. All right? These cops call off the protest even before it gets started. Grabs these folks up and thrusts them into jail and detains them for hours. Meanwhile charging them with obstructing the sidewalk, all right, with disorderly conduct. When the conduct of the police was nothing but disorderly. All right? So right now, we should hear from some folks that were there, all right, about why they were there, why this is important, and why folks need to be moving forward from this point forward. Okay. So let's hear from Carl. Carl Dix. Yeah. All right. I had sciatica, but you would never know it.
I'm gonna stand up here because it's easier.
Never know it.
Look, let's just hit this quick. Stop and frisk is racist, unjust, and illegitimate. It needs to be stopped, and we stepped up to stop it.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing in the fall of 2011. That is what we have been doing as they drag us into court. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to go in there with the message that we took. That stop and frisk don't stop no crime. Stop and frisk is the crime.
Yeah.
And that it's got to go.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of us that did that. And this contributed to the shifting of terms around stop and frisk. A lot of people who didn't know about it before now know about it. A lot of people who knew about it because it happened to them all the damn time, but felt there was nothing that could be done about it. Now they're seeing a movement standing up against it, and they're willing to stand up and speak out. That was an important thing that we brought into the mix. The other thing that we did is we brought together a lot of different people. People coming from different backgrounds. The brother over there, for some reason his collar is turned around. I don't know what that might mean. But he calls himself Reverend Barrios. So that might be why his collar is like that. The brother over there, I thought he was going to bring the whole crew from Baltimore from The Wire. No, but we got a lot of different people. College students, people old enough like me to be their grandparents. People like me who think it's going to take revolution, nothing less, to deal with these problems. We all came together because we agreed stop and frisk is no good. And we still talk about it. Cornell West and I have done dialogues over what it's going to take to stop all of this stuff. And he's a Christian, I'm a revolutionary communist. But we still together in this fight. I'm going to step down now. Maybe one of the other people involved wants to step up.
All right. All right, so that's Carl Dix. Carl Dix, along with Cornell West, initiated the call for a massive movement of nonviolent civil disobedience to bring mass resistance, a missing and crucial element to the fight against stop and frisk. All right, all that happened, and that happened so that this is mainly one of the biggest reasons why we're all here today has to do with this brother right here. So we should give it up for Carl Dix. All right. Well, I definitely just want to open it up and invite other folks who were there to speak. Tell whether they're friends, relatives, family members, folks who they themselves were there, if they have a few words that they want to share about what brought them there that day and why it's important that we continue to step forward on this trajectory. Brother Louis Barrios, let's give it up.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. I'm Father Louis Barrios, St. Mary Church. I was having a meeting a few weeks ago. People asking me in the church, religious leader, why is that I got involved with this particular issue? And I was telling them, why not? That was the question, why not? So what is very interesting, and I always like to remind this to people, come on, sister, is that there's a lot of crazy things happening in society, and we are the one responsible to fix this. God is not responsible. God didn't create this mess. It was us. I can pray. Yes, I like to do that. I can go to church. Yes, I like to do that. But it's a way to empower myself and then take the street and do something. Because I can't sit down there waiting that God is going to do it. He's not going to do it, okay? So get that point clear. So when Carl called me, here is a brother, a good revolutionary, a good communist, because you are communist, but this one is good. Okay? And someone who do not believe in God, and he called me, hey, Luis, get your shit together. Let's go into the street. We need to stop this. And we came together, okay? Because it's something that really concerns all of us. And that's why I got involved with this. It's a responsibility that I have. The Bible says that don't tell me that you have faith, show me what you're doing. It's about action. 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 Let me finish, brother. Action. Actions. Action. So that's what we did. Action. But also, I'm a professor at John Jay College. I teach criminology. And some of my students and some of my friends there were asking me, so why you were breaking the law? And I started thinking, they said, well, when something is wrong in society, when there is injustice in society, you need to do something. That do not mean that you're breaking the law. And that's why, more than saying that I was doing a civil disobedience, I think I was doing a civil obedience. I was obeying something. Because I need to fix this. Stop and frisk is not about stopping crime. Stop and frisk is a crime. And I have a moral, legal, social, religious responsibility to stop crime. That's why I'm here. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay. Gbenga, if you want to say something, you should do it soon, because then we got to roll in, because we actually on trial.
Right. I got a trial in a couple minutes or so, and I definitely can't follow the two gentlemen who preceded me, but I just wanted to stress why I'm here. It's because I don't believe in the racist laws of that's carried out by the New York City Police Department. And I came out, I was fortunate enough to meet Carl Dix, who helped educate me and bring me out to do something about it. And one thing I've realized is that crimes can persist on every level if there's not a voice, if they're not huge voices talking about these crimes. And whether it's in the government or outside the government, whether it's the street corner or down on Wall Street, they will persist. People will commit crimes against the masses if people don't talk about it, people don't stand up. And that's pretty much what we did that day over a year ago. And since then, that we stood up. And that is what has helped bring Stop and Frisk and mass incarceration movement more so to the forefront. And I really want to encourage everybody. I know everyone here is doing that, but I want to encourage everybody who's going to watch this, everyone who's going to become aware of these trials, to do something. Because it's one thing to read it in an article. It's another thing to it's one thing to watch clips of it on YouTube. But it's another thing to go out and do something. And when the citizenry stands up, when they become mobilized, that's when there's real change. I mean, it started over a year ago, and it's become a mass movement. And I want to encourage everybody watching and listening to join that movement in any way you can. You don't have to be out here in the streets. We love you out here in the streets, but you don't have to be out here in the streets. You can spread these articles. You can call your congressional members. You can call the courthouse and ask them why they're clogging up the system with these fraudulent trials. You can do something like within your world to affect outside of your world. So thank you. That's all I want to say. Thank you for having me.
All right. All right. Those of us who are on trial should probably move now because
it's getting to be about that time.
It is that time.